All right, moving on to system word problems. So in this lesson, we're going to go over some word problems where you need to be able to write two equations to help you solve this word problem. And when you're writing two equations with two different variables, you are setting up a system of equations like we've been talking about here for the last few lessons. So here we have Alberto and Eduardo selling flower bulbs. Customers can buy bags of windflower bulbs and packages of crocus bulbs. Alberto sold 2 bags of windflower and 1 package of crocus for a total of $53. Eduardo sold 8 bags of windflower and 3 packages of crocus for $193. We want to find the cost of each bag of windflower and 1 package of crocus. So the first thing I'd like to do is to define what the x and y variables are going to represent. Usually you want your variables to represent what it is you are looking for in the word problem. So since we're looking for the cost of 1 bag of windflower and the cost of 1 package of crocus, that's what we're going to let x and y represent respectively. All right, so x represents the cost of 1 bag of windflower and y represents the cost of 1 package of crocus. All right, so now we're looking to write two equations that involve our two variables. So we're going to go back to the word problem and look for sentences that's going to help us write our equations. So here we have one sentence with Alberto selling 2 bags of the windflower and 1 package of crocus for $53. All right, so 2 bags of the windflower. So since the cost of the windflower is x, and we bought 2 bags, so that's 2x. And 1 package of the crocus. So 1 times the cost of 1 package of crocus. And that's going to equal the $53 that Alberto got in return for those two, or for those items, right? So 2x plus 1y equals 53. All right, then we have a second equation here for this sentence. Eduardo sold 8 bags of windflower and 3 packages of crocus for a total of $193. 8 bags of the windflower, so 8 times the cost of the windflower, plus 3 packages of crocus, so 3 times the cost, which is 3y, and it equals $193. So there's our second equation for that particular sentence. So there's our system of equations. All right, so now we need to solve this system to help us find the answers for our word problem. So again, based on the way it's set up, we definitely want to use the elimination method to find the solution for this system, which again is going to be the solution for our word problem. All right, so I'm going to multiply that first equation by -3. So I get rid of the y's. The y's go away. I'm left with 2x equals 34. When I combine both equations, I get x is equal to 17. Using the first equation, I'll plug 17 for x to solve for y, and so I get y is equal to 19. Okay, moving on to the second example. So we got the indoor climbing gym is a popular field trip. This year the school senior class at high school A and senior class at high school B both planned trips there. The senior class at high school A rented and filled 8 vans and 8 buses with 368 students. High school B rented and filled 10 vans and 4 buses with 256 students. Each van and each bus carried the same number of students. how many students can a van carry, and how many students can a bus carry. All right, so again, we're going to start off by first defining what X and Y represent. We're going to let X represent the number of students that can be in a van, and Y represent the number of students that can fit in a bus. For high school A, they filled 8 vans and 8 buses and got 368 kids to go on this field trip. So we're going to do 8 times X for the 8 vans full of kids, 8Y representing the 8 buses with the number of students in each bus, and that equals the 368 students total. So there's one equation for our system. Now we're going to look for high school B for our second equation. High school B filled 10 vans and 4 buses for 256 students. So 10 vans, 10x, 4 buses, 4y, equals the 256 students from high school B. All right. So there's our system of equations. So now we're going to go ahead and solve that system. We're going to multiply that second equation by -2. Get negative 20x minus 8y equals negative 512. And we're going to keep that first equation exactly the same. When we add straight down, the y's go away, and we're left with negative 12x equals negative 144. Solving for x, we get x is equal to 12. So that's how many students can be in a bus. In a van. So we need to figure out how many students are going to be left in a bus. So we need to solve for y. So using that equation, 10x plus 4y equals 256. And plug in 12 in for x. Be able to solve for y, and I get y is equal to 34. So that's how many students can be in a bus. 34 students. All right, that's it for this lesson. Let's go ahead and move on to the day 3 homework.